What's up, YouTube?
All right, 13 is easy. Emma, all we have to do is write an equation. So look, guys, they're giving you the center, so you can go ahead and start your answer. I got x plus 5 squared. Just got to flip your signs, remember. I got y minus 1 squared. All right, write that down.
So you flip it before you do it?
Yep. Last thing, Willie, we got to do, write it down, Willie. That's part of your answer on 13.
No, it's not.
Last thing we got to do, it's got a graph on here, Emma. We don't even have to graph this one. I don't know if I got a graph on your paper.
No.
It shows you that this circle passes through this point. Well, I know this is my x coordinate and this is my y coordinate, so just take the x coordinate, plug it in here. Take the y coordinate, plug it in here, and if you guys will punch that whole thing in your calculator, it will give you what goes in the box. So punch it in. Somebody give me an answer.
What?
All right, Jessica says 16.
Hang on.
Check see if it's 16.
I'm about to, though.
All right, Shimon, put your phone up, please.
Yeah, dude, keep going. I can't have mine out, so you can't have yours out.
All right, I think Jessica's right. I believe it's 16. Everybody get 16?
Wait,
Good.
Done yet.
All right, so guys, you do 14 the exact same way we did 13.
16.
All right, 14 is no different. Just plug your numbers in, put them in your calculator.
Plug in the one on top, the 15.
So the only thing that is new about 14, it says it passes through the origin, Willie, and you got to know that the origin is 0, 0. So this time your numbers you're going to plug in are 0 and 0. So let's start writing our answer. So it'll be x minus root 5 squared plus y minus 3.5 squared. And now we've got to plug in our numbers to find out what goes in the box.
Yes, sir. Count that.
All right, let's see what we get.
0. 0. Bless you. Bless you. Square. Plus.
I got 17.25.
I also
Somebody check
got that.
All right, so if y'all missed these yesterday, y'all can go back on that sheet and do these two. Nobody should miss that on the test.
Yes, sir.
All right,
17.25.
15. Now 15, there's a graph on your paper, so we are going to have to graph something. All right, so Willie, let's think about it. They are giving us the endpoints of a circle. So if we had a circle, your endpoints would be on the side and the diameter is in the middle. That's what it means, endpoint, end to end. So first thing I want y'all to do is graph those endpoints on your graph.
So.
Graph the endpoints. Go to your graph. Put a point at 1, 1, which is here. Put a point at 1, negative 3, which is here.
Oh,
Right? Now draw your circle that goes through those points and find the center. This is the easiest way to do it. There's probably a couple other ways.
Find the center first.
You could do the distance formula and all that, but I say let's just count it.
Center's up 1.
Look, so Willie, if I count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, so halfway is 2. There's my center right there. Y'all right, it's at 1, negative 1. Listen, if I know my center, I can start writing my answer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Not pull up on it.
All right, so I got x minus 1 squared. I got y plus 1 squared equals what? What goes in the box this time? Well, 4. It is 4. Now, if you want to do it, Emma, the way you've been doing it, you could take either one of these points and you could plug them in, or the fastest way is just count. Count the radius, Jason. 1, 2, square it, you get 4. So either way you do it, it's going to be right. You can plug your points in like you did on 13 and 14, or you can just count the radius.
So you just count like.
I counted from the center to the point, so that radius is 2. I squared it, I got 4.
So it'd always be like all
Yep.
count to the point.
Yep. All right, so just a refresher on your geometry days. That's called the radius, Jason. What's it called when you go all the way across?
Furthest diameter.
Diameter. All right, so that's 15. Let's go to 16. Now 16's got a new word. If you were out yesterday, it says tangent. Emma, if you remember from geometry, if you've got a circle and a line is tangent, then the line just touches the side of the circle. That's what it means.
Sir.
So we're going to draw 3 dotted lines. We're going to draw a dotted line at x equals -2. So let me get a pink. -2. I need y'all to put a dotted line there.
On the X, Y.
It says x. I went on the x-axis, -2.
Then.
All right, do the same thing at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dotted line. All right, then do the same thing on the x-axis. So I put a dotted line in here.
First one.
All right, so Willie, either our circle is going to be up here, Willie. Now look, the circle has to touch all 3 of these lines. So it's either going to be up here or it's going to be down here. How do we know where it is? Read the problem, Nathan. It should tell you. It says it's in the first quadrant, so that means it's right here. I'm going to draw a circle up here. Just kind of make sure it hits all 3 dotted lines. Doesn't have to be exact. We got to have the circle up there so we can count and find the center.
So you go 6, 1, 2, 3.
All right, you ready, Willie?
Yes.
So let's count from side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So halfway is 3. Go to the center. Count up 3. There's our center right there. Now, if you know the center, Jason, you should be able to start. The center is over 1 up 3. Start writing your answer.
X minus.
Yeah, y'all can do it now just like you did 15.
X minus
Keep going, Willie.
1, 2 plus 3 squared. Y.
So x minus 1 squared, y minus 3 squared. All right, now, Nathan, just like we did, Nathan White, just like we did in the last problem, I'm just going to count to find the radius.
So 6.
So it's 3, right? The radius is 3, squared, you get 9. All right, so you've got some of this stuff on your test. I don't know when we'll have a test. I hope Friday, but I hate doing Monday.
Are you taking this up?
Yep, let's turn this in when y'all get done.
Okay.
You got time to finish right now before we start something new. Y'all bring them up right here, turn them in. All right, so to get this in vertex form, not down. All right, to put this in vertex form, here's how we do it. We got x squared plus 4x. Put your box there, move the plus 1 out of the way. All right, so Jason, we're kind of making a group just like we did on the standard form of a circle. Just move the plus 1 down out of the way.
You just add a box.
Add the box. All right, now how do we fill in the box? Same way that we've been doing it, so what's going to go in the box?
2 squared.
2 squared is 4. All right, here's what's new. How did we do the circle? If I added 4 in the box, what did I do out here? I added 4 on the other side of the equal sign. But we got a problem. Here's the equal sign on these problems. So if I add 4 there, I'll have to add 4 here. But what that's doing, plus 4 there, if I move it over, it's going to be a minus 4 there. So on these problems, Jason, whatever I add in the box, you're going to do the opposite. You're going to subtract it out here on the end. Because our equal sign's in a different spot. All right? Well, if I see it again, it's mine. So now, from here, finish it up the same way you've been doing. So I got x plus 2. That is my standard form. That is vertex form for the parabola.
So it's X and how'd you get X plus 2?
Same way I did on the circles.
You plug it in.
Look,
Oh yeah, no.
x plus half of that is just what we did on the standard form of the circle. So that is my vertex form for that parabola.
Yeah. 0 and 2.
All right, so our vertex is, everybody's watching. Jason, we got to flip this sign, remember, because it's in the parentheses. That gives me -2 there. -3, I don't have to flip because it's not in the parentheses. I just bring it down. You only flip the sign if it's in the parentheses. You got to solve it. All right, so what is the vertex on a parabola? Look, if this is your parabola, the vertex is down here at the bottom. like the bottom of it, the start of it, whatever you want to think. All right, so I got to go to -2, -3, put a big point on my graph. All right, so look, from here, just watch, don't draw this. Parabola could be a skinny one like that, it could be a really fat one, we don't know. So what we're going to do is the same thing we did about 6 weeks ago. We're going to plug in some points. We're going to make an XY chart. Do you guys remember how we chose to pick our 4 points to plug in?
Yes.
How?
On the side.
Yep, on the side. So 2 on the left, we'll plug in -3 and -4. 2 on the right, we'll plug in -1 and 0. That's right. So I got to plug in -3, -4, -1, and 0. Sorry. All right, so we're going to need our calculators. Thought I had mine out. Nope. Let's finish this problem. So when I plug in my numbers, I got to plug them in the finished vertex form of the equation. So I'm going to plug in -3 right here, plus 2. Put it in your calculator. Squared 1 minus 3. What'd y'all get? I got -2.
That's what I got.
All right, plug it in -4 now. Let's see what we get. Calculator gave me 1.
Correct.
Plug in one more number, and then the last one we shouldn't have to plug in. And it should be a pattern we can just follow. So if I plug in -1, I'm going to get -2. So what do y'all know the last number is?
1.
1. All right, and that will always work the way we pick our numbers. If you pick 2 on the left, 2 on the right, it's going to work out that way every time. All right, graphic, you're done. So I got -3, -2.
No, I can't see Coach.
I got -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1. That is our parabola. All right, that's about how much work you're going to have to do on every problem. All right, question on 1. 2 and 3 are going to be just like number 1. If you want to go ahead and knock them out, that's great. I'll show you 2. 2 and 3 are just like number 1.
Any dusting on Coach?
Quickly, Will. All right, number 2. I'm going to show y'all the first step, then I'll stop. So I got x squared plus 6x in my box. Remember, we're just moving that plus 3 down out of the way. All right, go from there. All right, so it's -6. Elliot, what goes inside the parentheses? Elliot, what's the vertex? All right, so what do I do with the number that's in the parentheses?
-3.
Right, I flip the sign on that one. I don't flip the -6. So your vertex is at -3 down 6. Almost off my graph anyway. All right, so now let's pick our 4 numbers to plug in. 2 on the right is -2 and -1. 2 on the left is -4 and -5. I'll let y'all plug them in and then we'll graph it. Plug in 0, that's 2. Plug in 1, it's -1. Is that right? So 0, 0 up 2. All right, I got 3 on the board. I'll let y'all look at it. All right, what is different about 4? Look at it.
Shoot, this is easy.
4 is where we've got a number in the front. Go back and look at 1, 2, and 3. We didn't have any numbers. It was just x squared. So we do have to divide it, but watch this, human. We only divide it by the first number and the second number. You do not divide it by the third number. Why? Because the third number is not going to be in the group. Right?
Right.
So now it's going to be x squared plus 6x, then your box. The plus 14 is just out of the way, and since I divided everything in the group by 2, I have to put a 2 in front of the group.
Oh, Lord.
All right, so look at that. Let's go over that again. You only divide the first and second number because they're in the group, and you've got to put whatever you divide by in front of the problem. All right, that's one trick. You got one more trick that makes these different. What goes in the box? Y'all can help me there. 9, okay. So what goes out here? How about minus 18? Let me show you how I got that. All right, look. 2 times 9 is a positive 18, so I put a negative 18 out there to keep it balanced. That's the trick everybody forgets on the test. Yeah. So now, vertex form. You do it the same way from here. It'll be x plus half of that, so it's x plus 3. And Jason said negative 4. That is your vertex form on this one. So it's got a couple new steps. So now, what's the vertex going to be? Same way. Negative 3, you got to flip that sign, bring down negative 4. So negative 3, negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 is right here. All right, I still have to plug in my 4 points, so I still have to pick 2 on the left and 2 on the right. So I got negative 1, negative 2. I got negative 4, negative 5. I wish there was a faster way to do it, and there probably is, but I think this is the best way to do it.
Use a calculator.
Well, yeah, we're going to use a calculator, but
Use a graphic calculator.
too much sleeping yesterday, Willie. All right, ready? X plus half of that, so it's x plus 1.5. That is your vertex form of the parabola. So, isn't that right? Half of 3? 1.5? That's right. So, Jason, what's going to be our vertex? Negative 1.5 and negative 0.75. Wow, how in the world did we graph that?
Wow.
You graph it. Put it in between 2
Whoa,
and
whoa.
1.
All right, good. So negative 1.5 is here. Now I got to go down 0.75. How do I go down 0.75? Down 0.5 would be down halfway, so go down a little bit more, it'd be like right here. Just get it close.
Put it in between negative 1, negative 2.
As long as you got it close, we're good. All right, pick our 4 numbers now that we got to plug in. Which 4 numbers do we plug in? Yep, on this side I got negative 1 and 0. On the left side I got negative 2 and negative 3. Negative 1, 0, negative 2, negative 3. The rest of it is no problem for y'all to do. Plug your numbers in and graph it.